Hello and welcome. If you're a returning viewer from my Subnautica walkthrough, welcome back, and I hope you enjoy this one just as much. I'm going to be walking through the whole game, but we'll try and take an unrushed approach and just show you everything you need to know about the game. Maybe if you've played before and you're just looking for stuff you might have missed or you're running into trouble, I'll try and show you tips and tricks to make it easier. I will try and limit spoilers as we go along, at least until we get to the applicable point in the story, but just be aware that if you haven't played before that, some story spoilers are a possibility here. So I'm going to be playing in normal survival mode. If you really want a challenge, you can go for hardcore, but that's for after you're really comfortable with it, because hardcore can be really frustrating. One little mistake and you're just out of luck. I'm going to go ahead and skip the opening cinematic. I figure I'll let you experience that for yourself.
This is the farthest that I can take.
Now, starting after you get out of the wreck here, before you go running straight for the drop pod, look around a little bit. There are some flares. I don't usually pick those up, but more importantly, there's some nutrient blocks and a water bottle or two usually. The meteors are terrifying, but they don't really hit you. Just check this whole skid path here. Okay, I think we got everything. Now, there are actually two ways you can get to the water. It doesn't super matter which you take. Now you notice in the lower left there, I've got a temperature gauge, water, food, and oxygen, as well as health. You can also see the ice starting to form over the edge of the visor already. You do have to stay warm in this game. Staying in the water with your suit will be enough to keep your temperature stable.
Holy smokes! That did not go as planned. I should find a way into the water and get to the drop pod.
These are thermal lilies. If you walk close to them, they will turn towards you and warm you up. So they're really handy. They're placed at convenient locations. So if you're careful, it's pretty hard to freeze to death. It's just if you get distracted. And there are some places where these things aren't, so just kind of be aware. So first we're going to hop in water here. The actual location of the drop pod is semi-random within a defined zone in the Twisted Bridge shallows here. You don't have a lot of oxygen to start with, and you don't swim real fast until you get things like fins and a sea glide. Oh, there's a sea glide fragment right there. I'm trying to remember to come back for that. If you happen to spot those sea glide fragments on your way to the drop pod, just kind of try and give yourself some landmarks. Like here's a path up onto the beach, and there's that overhanging thing. So we'll kind of try and remember that orientation there. First thing I want to show you is you're going to be breaking rock outcrops to get resources. The slow way is to just click repeatedly. However, if you are on PC, there's something that I always do and always have done. Go into your options, go to your keybinds, and for your use key, scroll up. It's going to change your cycle for like your designs and stuff, but you can still use your bracket keys for that. And then that will make breaking rock outcrops much faster. Also makes it easier to grab fish as you're swimming by, so you can just kind of scroll the wheel there. If you scroll too hard, you can actually make it misclicks, which doesn't help, but...
Oxygen.
Okay, moving on. Catching fish for food and water initially is fairly easy if you just... Sometimes they'll swim in front of you, just don't forget to take targets of opportunity. You don't have to worry too much about grabbing resources on your way on this first trip. Swimming on the surface is slightly faster, just like in the original game. But obviously you can't see what's going on below you. Oh, that's nice. There's another sea glide fragment right there. We'll have to get a scanner before we can really make use of those. The other thing you're going to want is these ribbon plants.
Ribbon plants contain electrolytic materials that can be used in energy storage.
They don't take a ton of inventory space, but you need 2 of them for each battery. And you're going to want some batteries here. See, they plant a couple of them close to your drop pod right off the bat, so they're not hard to find at first.
Oxygen.
Yes, I know.
Found the drop pod.
I want to offer my sincerest condolences on the passing of your sister. I got to know Sam better towards the end of my mandate with Alterra on 4546B, when we were thrown together as basemates at Outpost Zero. She spoke often and fondly of you. I thought you should know, it didn't sit right with me when Alterra blamed Sam's death on negligence. The Samantha Ayu I met was many things. Kind, clever, devoted to her work, but never negligent. I wish I could offer you something more substantial, but my access to information has been cut off. You may be in a better position to look into things than I am. If you're able to, Delta Station was our HQ. They were in a big hurry to leave, and there might still be information to be found there. It has a big radio tower, impossible to miss. I hope you find the answers you seek. Lillian Bench.
Well, Sam, I guess I might as well gather some tools and resources before starting my search. Hope that radio tower's as easy to spot as Lil said.
One thing you'll notice right off the bat about BZ, if you haven't played before, is that everyone's a lot chattier than in the original. There's a lot more voice lines. So first thing we want to do is make ourselves a scanner. We're going to work through getting kind of our getting settled here, getting our first tier equipment up and running in this episode, and then we'll move on. So also, let's talk food and water. Any fish can be cooked. Pretty easy source of food. Food can be overcharged. I'm gonna actually get a see if I can grab another fish here. You swim faster without something in your hand, so when you first pick a fish up, if you put it away, you'll swim faster. Now, I'm going to show you, these nutrient blocks are worth 75 food, which is way more than any food you can cook yourself. If you make careful use of this, your initial set of food and water will last you quite a while, so you won't really have to worry about food and water initially. Food can be overcharged. So you see my food meter is at 81 right now. And the first food item that you eat that puts you above 100 will give you the full value of the food. Water does not do that. So when you drink water, check the water value. It's 25, we're at 73. That's okay. I don't want to drink another one of these because all the excess water would just be wasted. Excess hydration won't go above 100. So we'll save that for efficiency. I always tend to carry one food and one water, or at least one water with me when I'm on longer trips. Now, next thing we're going to do is make a battery. Any blueprint in your fabricator menu or in your blueprint tab can be pinned by right-clicking it. Then it's in your upper right part of your screen, so if you're gathering materials, you can see the recipe there. More on that later. So first we want a scanner. So we need a battery and titanium for that. If you are manufacturing multiple things, if you hold down the shift key, it keeps the menu open while you're doing it. So you can continue navigating while something's building. as opposed to having to reopen the menu. Build that scanner.
All right, I have a scanner. In goes a battery and titanium, out comes a scanner. Every xenobiologist's favorite tool. This planet has some fascinating flora and fauna, and I can't wait to learn about them. This will also give me access to a greater tool set. I'm assuming Alterra left behind tech that I can scan for blueprints. That should make surviving and exploring out here a bit easier. Don't worry, Sam. I haven't forgotten I'm here for you. But it can't hurt to do a little research on the side, right? I know you would have done the same. I will find out what happened to you. I promise.
Alterra supply cache nearby.
Now, a couple things. Oh, that's nice.
New
Didn't realize we
creature
were that close to that.
discovered.
Didn't realize we were that close to that. We'll head over there in a minute.
Oxygen.
So once you get a knife, these are edible. They're not real nutritious, but just so you're aware. But if you haven't played before, just scan everything. The peepers are probably about the best food value. They will start to run away from you if they notice you swimming towards them. And you're not fast enough to catch them. However, if you scan them, they tend to slow down a little bit. Boy, he's just right out of range. And usually right after you finish scanning the first one, you can catch it. Peepers have about the best
discovered.
food value initially. And bladderfish are your main source of water in the early game. Now, don't cook it until you need it. If you have salt, you can preserve it, but once food is cooked, it starts to go bad. And so its food value will diminish until it's no longer useful. Now that we have the scanner, I'm going to do two things. I'm going to try and find some creep vine nearby. There, I think I see some over there. Because we need creep vine pieces to build our next bit of equipment. And then we're going to go and get those sea glide fragments that we saw. Okay, there we go. Oh, that's the other thing to note. At night, fish sleep. They are much, much easier to catch. See, they're basically stationary. So if you're having trouble catching them during the day, don't panic. Just wait until night.
New blueprint
That should be enough for
synthesized.
now. Also, kind of resist the temptation to really load up on materials and equipment early on. Just get what you need. Because until you get your first base up and running and some lockers, oh, holy cow. That's nice. Right there. Just a pair of them right in front of us. We probably don't even have to go find that first one. Sometimes that happens. They're semi-randomly distributed in the starting area. So we probably won't even have to go back over and try and relocate that one from the beginning. Anyway, storage is kind of a challenge early on. You can make footlockers, but they kind of pile up fast and they use titanium that you could use for other stuff. So I'm going to put that away for now. Oh, actually, no, I'm going to hang on to that. Okay. So, you're going to want a couple of lubricants and a couple of rubber. So the first few things we're going to want. Let's see.
I was a little nervous about dropping into an unknown area, but luckily, this biome seems to have an abundance of minerals I can use for tools and upgrades. I didn't want another situation like Byzantos 5. When Xenoworks dropped me off, there were barely any resources. I survived off the land for 3 months with just a knife, my lucky PDA, and some rope. I am still kind of proud of that, though.
So we're going to need our knife to get the next thing, which is going to be the oxygen tank, because we've got to go back out and slash some creep vines to get the fiber for that. That'll make staying underwater easier. And then I always like to make an air bladder. This thing has saved me from dying.
If you are tired of hearing the word oxygen, the air bladder provides a significant upward thrust to help you get to air faster.
Anyway, exactly what she said. That thing has saved my bacon on numerous occasions. Plus, it's just a convenient way to get to the surface. Now, let's see. Where was that? There it is. There's that other sea glide fragment. Now we have the blueprint.
Oxygen.
Okay, I'm gonna need... I have enough copper for that. So I can actually straight up make that. You can right click to remove the pin when you're ready to build it.
The Sea Glide is a personal transportation device used for high-speed freediving. Contains a built-in light and map.
Okay. So between the Sea Glide and the fins, we're a lot more maneuverable now. You can hit F to turn off that 3D map there, because it's really hard to see around it. Right click on PC. Right click turns your Sea Glide light on and off. You see, those aren't great. They're a little bit. They'll keep you alive if you're desperate. Alright. Let's go get... Now, the Sea Glide doesn't work if you're fully surfaced. It turns off. You can see the little propeller at the back's not turning. But if you're just under the surface, you can be close enough to keep your oxygen tank full in that boundary layer there, while still getting the speed out of your Sea Glide. Okay.
New blueprint synthesized.
See, he saw me coming. But with a Sea Glide, peepers are way easy to catch, even in the daytime. Oh, hey, there we go. I like to keep at least one spare battery on hand when I'm out and about with the Sea Glide, because if your Sea Glide battery runs out, you're a lot slower all of a sudden, and you can find yourself stuck somewhere. Oh, there's a bit of salt. I'm gonna preserve that peeper there. That is an egg. We're not gonna pick that up right now, because I don't have the inventory space to worry about. Mobile vehicle bay. We'll need that to build a sea truck and stuff. Oh, shoot. Sea monkeys will try and steal any tools in your hands, including your Sea Glide. So, either put your tools away when one swims close, or be prepared to try and chase it down to get your tool back. No.
Some of the wildlife down here is very grabby.
You can take it back from them if you can catch them. That's a lot harder if they took your Sea Glide, because you have to swim at non-Sea Glide speed to catch up to them. They're not super fast. It's just an annoyance unless you're like already low on oxygen. I'm swimming the wrong way here. Alright, so I'm going to get back and make that oxygen tank. That's probably all the bladderfish I'm going to need for a while. Like I said, that scroll wheel makes it easier to catch those because you don't have to time your clicks as precisely. see I got 2 fiber mesh. One of those is for the oxygen tank.
Adding additional blueprints to your databank.
The other one is for the first
The
aid
standard
kit.
oxygen tank can be upgraded for deluxe and VIP breathing.
Because sometimes you get hurt a little bit, and it's handy to have one of those. If it's anything less than about 50%, I won't bother using the first aid kit usually, because your health restores gradually on its own as long as you're fed. And I have lots of food and water on hand. Oh, right, I was going to make a spare battery. Okay. Now, I think I'm just going to go gather some additional resources here. All right, let's go ahead and head over to that beacon. I know I said don't go overboard with the resources, but you do need a few for the first handful of things you'll want to build. All right, that's enough of that. So, if you see those guys over here, they will freeze you like they just did to that guy. That's how they catch their prey. It's really annoying if it happens to you, because then you have to click rapidly to get unfrozen. Okay. When we get to that beacon, there's going to be a bunch of stuff I want to pick up, so I don't want my inventory full. There's also these sea monkey nests down here. Sometimes the nests will have fragments built into them. If you scan a fragment for something you've already got the blueprint for, you just get a little extra titanium. This one's kind of small. Oh, that goes down deeper. I didn't remember that. Oh, sea monkey egg. Oh, hey, that's a laser cutter fragment.
Warning. 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
We'll want that later. And that is silver. That'll be handy because we need that for come on. We'll need some of that.
Oxygen.
Oh dear. Getting greedy here. The air bladder doesn't do you any good if you're under something. Like if you're on a sloping iceberg, it'll push you up the side. But if you're down deep inside a cave or something, the air bladder doesn't help you climb. It will supply you an extra 15 seconds of oxygen if you use F instead of using it to ascend. And it just refills itself every time you surface. So, all right, what am I doing here? Keep getting distracted. Okay, so there's two things I want to do on this little trip out here.
I'm telling you, Sammy, you see some weird things when you spend half your day in a sea truck.
More vandalism? Was it the sea monkeys again?
I don't think so. I can't shake the feeling this planet is cursed.
There's no such thing as a curse.
Yeah, you're probably right. That's nothing. You wouldn't want to hear about it anyway. Just a huge creature frozen in ice.
What? Where?
In a cave, not far from your lab. And here's the extra weird part. As soon as I called it in, they closed off the area. Don't want anyone going in there.
But why?
Sammy, I'm no biologist, but I think there was something wrong with it. Its skin just seemed off. Alien.
An alien on planet 4546b. No.
I'm serious, Sam. Something ain't right. Wish I could show you, but I can't get back in there.
You can't. But I might know how to.
Whatever you're thinking, we never had this conversation.
The creature egg, I'm not going to pick it up right now. Right now, what I'm doing is mostly looting all these supply crates. When you pick up a PDA, if you hit tab or open your own PDA right away while that icon is still on the screen, it'll automatically start the recording for you, so you don't have to go digging for it. But you can go into the logs and communications section to find any messages you've received. There's also all these messages from Sam that kind of give you background on the plot of her story there. Alright, now I will come back here and go down into those caves in the next episode, because there's some more blueprints and things down there I want to check out. Right now, I need to get back and build a compass so I can tell where I'm going. That's roughly east, that's roughly west, and that's north. But it helps if you can be less roughly about it. I also picked up a grav trap blueprint there. Grav traps are really handy for catching a whole bunch of fish at once. So, let's take care of the compass situation here. Let's see, it's yep, I need a copper wire and a wiring kit. There we go. Okay, that's pretty much all the basic equipment. We're basically set. Like I said, I'm going to head back up there in the next episode. We'll go through those caves. There's a tech site somewhere up there to the north. Yeah, that'll give us an additional piece of equipment. I want the Pathfinder tool. So, but thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you in the next one.